Hi everybody, it's Ms. Brody coming to you with a writing workshop lesson. Okay, first let's start with a quick writing reminder. Each day you are meant to be adding on to what you've done. That might mean that you're drafting new sections, or it might mean that you're making what you have better, which we call revising. But whether or not you're drafting, revising, or a combination of both, you need to be thinking about what lens you're wearing at the time as a writer. And so far, we've discussed some lenses already, such as there's a geography lens when you're sort of looking at your piece, thinking about the where, the places that things have happened. There's also a timeline lens when you might be thinking about the different events and how one causes another with the help of a timeline. Maybe you're wondering, are there other lenses? Let's think about that for a second. I'm going to stop and think. Do we think that there are other lenses that writers can use when they're writing? Well, instead of just giving you the answer, I want you to try to figure it out yourself. So let's take a look at a sample piece of writing and see if we put on a different sort of lens, if we might discover a way to make it better. Here's an example. Some guys went to California in the old days. They wanted to find gold. Does anything strike you as missing or off in this sentence or these sentences? If it doesn't, it really should. So maybe you already figured out that we need to put on a vocabulary lens. That means we need to read our drafts thinking about the specific words that relate to our topic, in this case, westward expansion, or any of the subtopics. So by using a different lens, now that sentence turns into something like this. Prospectors went to California during the gold rush of 1849. They wanted to pan for gold. Just a few little changes in terms of specific vocabulary, but wow, it makes a really big difference. It went from sounding kind of like, I don't know, just not very precise and a little immature, and now it sounds really specific and that I'm teaching my reader something. And that's really, remember, our goal as history writers is we want to teach our readers a lot about the topics we're covering. Okay, so before we can put on this lens of finding precise words, we have to find them. Where can we find them? Well, hopefully you already know some of the specific words that relate to westward expansion and or your subtopic, and maybe you just haven't started using them yet. But if you don't know some of the words I'm talking about, what should you do? Well, it's simple. You should reread some of the shorter articles and pay close attention to the words they use. Here's a short few sentences that is from Duxter's on the Oregon Trail. I'm going to read it to you, and I want you to sort of be thinking about any of the specific words that jump out at you. Again, they don't have to be fancy words, but just words that are specific to the time period. The Oregon Trail was a major route that pioneers took when migrating to the western part of the United States. Between 1841 and 1869, hundreds of thousands of people traveled westward on the trail. Many of them traveled in large wagon trains, using covered wagons to carry their belongings. So, did you notice any words that maybe jumped out at you? I noticed a few. I'm going to use this cool pointer tool that I picked up by watching Mrs. Pay's video. So I like this word route. I also noticed the word migrating here. And I also noticed that, again, they used the word westward, and they mentioned that they carried their belongings. Okay? So when it's my turn to now write my section on the Oregon Trail, or maybe I'm going to revise it, I want to think about how I can use some of those specific words in my writing. So maybe I started with something like, lots of people went to the west on the Oregon Trail. They traveled in wagons which contained all of their stuff. I know I've read a lot of sections on the Oregon Trail, and I know I've come across that word stuff quite a bit on some of my students' writing. And is there a way that we could put on our vocabulary lens and sort of jazz this writing up a little bit or make it a little bit more specific? Of course we can. We can do better than this. Let's see, it really doesn't take a lot. How about this? Many pioneers migrated from the east to the west on the Oregon Trail. They traveled in covered wagons in which they brought all of their belongings and supplies. So again, instead of calling them lots of people, I named them my pioneers. Instead of just saying that they went to the West, I used this better verb, migrated. And I also said that instead of using stuff or things, right, I mentioned that they brought their belongings and I added the word supplies. So not a lot of difference, but again, the overall feeling is much more specific and the writing is just crisper and better. Okay, so I mentioned that you might just read short articles and really pay attention to some of the vocabulary words, but what's another possibility? Well, maybe you're thinking that where we come across some of these bigger and better words or words related to our topic is in the glossary, and that would be a great place to look. So you might need to look at some of the longer books on epic or true flicks. And many of those words that you look at in the glossary, just by flipping to the very last few pages, should be in your book. And if they're not already there, you should find a way to add them. For example, here's the glossary or a list of important words at the end of the book on the Oregon Trail in True Flicks. And again, here's a couple words that are jumping out at me. The word frontier, that's a good word. Landmarks is another word. Again, we've already used that word pioneers, maybe territories. There's a lot to choose from in here. And again, maybe even manifest destiny is something that you haven't mentioned yet. And that's an important vocabulary word that you want to try to add in. So you want to sort of look at the glossaries and think, how many of these words have I used? And if the answer is not very many, is there a way that you can put your vocabulary lens on as a writer and add them? While we're talking about vocabulary, it's not just about specific words like pioneers or migrating. It's really about specific names and places. So like I said, it's not just pioneers versus people or prospectors versus some guys, but you want to be specific when you're naming people and places as well. Our president had a name. So if you're writing about the Louisiana Purchase and you don't mention the name of our president, Thomas Jefferson, you really should. If you're saying that he bought the land from the ruler of France, well, he had a name too, and it was Napoleon Bonaparte. So again, it's about just adding in those few little extras to make it more specific. Again, here's another example. The Oregon Trail passed many landmarks along the way. Why not name a few of them? What were the specific names of the rivers that they had to cross or the mountains they had to cross? Don't be a lazy writer. So which lens are you going to wear today? Right? Every day you are going to be taking on and off various lenses. Some days you might just wear just one, but you really want to be thinking about what lens do I want to look at my writing at right now? Okay, get going, get writing, and have a great day.